Okay.
Let's talk library.
Library. So when I saw the story, I was smiling because I remember so well when I was growing up with my elder sister. Every Saturday, I think around 11, when we are done with all the chores at home, Dad will make sure we move to the library. I think production helping. It was is in Mokola, the big library. Yeah, I remember so well. And then I was so desperate to be at the adulthood color. I don't know what I was doing because they have shelves and other places that are meant for the younger people. So when I see my elder cousins and sisters moving to the big part, then I'm so pissed off. I'm like, I want to be there and all that. But it was a thing back then. And I remember a former first lady, that is Madame Rebecca Kufado, she opened this initiative here when it comes to, schooling, reading, opening libraries and everything. It's really, really on top. Yeah. And I think an advice I'm going to give to people out there, let's all read more. Because see, Nana, growing up, it was a struggle for my dad. Dad was doing everything like in his power for me to be reading. Because I remember the first dictionary he bought, he's like, I should just be reading the dictionary. Just open the words and everything. But
and he meant well.
He's like, Jackie, I know this boy is lazy when it comes to reading. He doesn't want to read.
Do you know this book, Gateway?
Gateway.
Yeah, I mean, that was the book my daddy was using. The first word my dad taught me was perhaps.
Oh, okay.
My dad taught me perhaps. At a very early age, I was reading Shakespeare's books. And it didn't even make sense to me. The Merchants of Venice,
and all
you
that.
know, like
there were a lot of books, great books in there, great books in there. So if we are joining this conversation, I think let's go back to our books. Please expose your kids to reading.
Let them read
everything. This girl sitting here, she's a demigod. She literally reads everything as compared to me. But right here we have an interesting story coming up. It says that a quiet revolution may be brewing in Ghana's library spaces. The Ghana Library Authority and the Creative Arts Agency of Ghana are exploring a strategic partnership aimed at linking literacy development with the country's fast-growing creative sector. At a high-level meeting on March 2nd, 2026, the Acting Executive Director Daza Ziblim Al-Hassan and Acting Executive Secretary Gideon Aikwe led deductions focus on practical collaboration. So top of the agenda, turning public libraries into dynamic hubs for art, culture, and innovation. Spaces where young people can not only read and research, but also discover and develop creative talent. The two institutions examined opportunities for joint programs, skill training workshop, capacity building initiatives, and community engagement to support Ghana's creative economy. They also discussed aligning their mandate to ensure literacy efforts complement national plans to boost the arts industry. The shared message was clear. Libraries are no longer just about silence and shelves. They could soon become launch pads for creativity, youth empowerment, and cultural growth nationwide. Yeah, these are the conversations.
Lovely submission.
Yeah. So it's not just about the reading, you going there to pick up books and all that, but hey, let's grow.
Yeah.
In the process, let's have conversations, let's have seminars that is going to grow the nation. But I don't know the current state of the Ghana Library at this point in time. Is it still in good shape? Is it, are we going to find interesting books on the shelves again? These are the questions we should be asking ourselves. Yeah, but this initiative is very beautiful.
We need to inculcate, the habit of reading into the young ones. Reading is very good, Jay.
Very good.
Don't let anyone lie to you. We claim education is expensive, but you don't want to suffer under the mercies of ignorance. Being ignorant is so painful. It's so painful. You not having information to certain things and people taking you for granted and cheating just because you don't know about your environment is so painful. So you don't want to have your child in that situation. Let's help them. When you're back, don't buy the fanciest book in the room. Simple 5 Ghana cedis book. Growing up, that were the books we were reading. It's just 10 leaflets and there's a story. Sometimes part 1 and 2 and 3, the stubborn schoolgirl, the evil stepmother, until it's transitioned into these books that Peggy Upon wrote, Ama Ata Edu, Lawrence. Is it Dramani or Damani?
He also had a book in there.
Grief Child.
The Grief Child.
The Grief Child.
Yeah, I read that in high school.
I read it in junior high because for me in high school we read different books. I think I read Castle of Otranto.
Okay.
Faceless was a Ghanaian author. I did Harvest of Corruption.
Yeah.
I did She Stooped to Conquer, and then I did Othello.
Okay.
So I think with the education system, you do like one local
Local
books, and then the
story,
rest are
yeah.
like very.
But you know when with literature too, it had to come with the drama,
Yes,
poetry
prose
and prose and all that. It all
poetry.
comes in, with different books and all that. So let's just widen our scope and read more. Anything you read, I remember Dad was like, hey, any signpost you see, anything you are seeing on the street, read and get to know what is happening in there. But some of us were just trying to prove stubborn.
Like we were taking us through. He kept reading everything he
Everything,
saw.
yeah.
Then we got to a junction that had Prime Edge, and he said Primigay.
Primigay.
That's you, and it's shame on you.
Let me tell you an interesting thing. So back in high school, was it the woman in her prime?
Okay.
So we're reading the book, and I think there was a mistake with the type out, and it's supposed to be calm she was.
What was it? What was it? Tell me. I want to crack up. Let me crack up.
Oh, James.
You said that?
No, I didn't say the calm she was.
What did you say?
So my friends were literally depending on me to get the pronunciation right. So I said cashew nuts instead of calm she was. I think that was the most embarrassing moment that school for me. Like it was that terrible when my teacher was in front of me.
And your crush was in a classroom too.
Crash? No, she was in at 4.
But she had it eventually.
I don't
So all they are
Sure,
shook.
baby.
Giddy my
Calm she was.
Calm she not then.
Cashew was. You're
Oh.
right, mad. Crazy.
Primigay. So initially, when he mentioned the word, I was
Yeah.
like, what kind of word is
What is that?
primigay?
Yeah.
Until we were like 4, taking us through. Until one of us drew attention that it is Prime Edge.
Yeah. So
Prime Edge.
Boss is actually telling me
Right.
something. With a comma, there's supposed to be like a punctuation mark there. The
Yes,
comma,
to help you.
To help you do the pause. It's very important with punctuation too.
They don't proofread though. those books, like they barely proofread, because it's different from you reading, but they have to like proofread.
So bad to know the whole thing in there.
But yes, and who said there's no word like that? You should have taken your time.
Hey, bro, such a liar. All right, so these